let's go to my place so that I'll give you 50 cedis for a night.
Trojan, you can't handle this.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. And I've never done this on my channel, and I'm sure some of you are wondering from the title what all this is about, and some just want to do kokwansa. But like, I'm going to tell my story anyways. This is the first time I'm going to do a story time. By the way, I got this necklace from Pete This GH on Instagram. I had it with a ring, but then I lost the ring, so that's a story for another day. It's not ritual. People have been asking if it's some ritual, it's blah blah blah. But it's not, it's just a regular necklace. And it's beautiful. It's a stone. I don't wear metallic stuff, so this is the best I can wear because I react. Anyways, back to my story. This happened on, it's been a while, it's been years. Is it 2 years? My first year in Accra, is it getting to the second year or the first year back in Accra? It's not like I've not been in Accra before. I went to escort a friend to ANC Mall to go and do some business, and the person had to stay for a longer meeting and had to leave. So instead of requesting an Uber, I took a taxi. And this friend, you know yourself, the taxi driver was drunk. I didn't know before I sat in the car. He was drunk. I usually don't sit at the front seat. I sit in the back. If I'm alone, I sit at the back. So I sat at the back as usual. And the taxi driver, you could smell the alcohol on him. And when we were going, he tried to stop to get more alcohol or energy drink or something like that. And he asked me if I'm interested. I'm like, no. Then he continued driving on. We passed, mind you, I was living with my uncle at Jolu as at that time. So I didn't really know the road from East Legon to Jolu really well. But like, I know you're not like, we don't pass through a bush. I know it's a place, it's an open place. Like the street is very active. Where the prostitutes pass, where the prostitutes like stand, the prostitutes. How am I even saying a word like that? Where they stand, that's where we are supposed to take. But like, as we're going, I realized that he wasn't using that road. First of all, before we even got to that side, I was wearing a dress. It's a long dress, it's not a short dress. Then he started making advances at me. He was like, "Oh, you're so beautiful. Let's go to my place so that I'll give you 50 cedis for a night." I was confused because if I was dressed inappropriately, then you have every right to say. But then I was wearing a dress. I was looking very wretched actually. So I was really confused about what this nigga is talking about, going to his place. And then I even passed a comment. I was laughing that we just passed by some prostitutes. You can simply talk to them or something. I'm not one. Then he kept talking. That's when he offered that he wants to get me a drink. I'm like, no, I'm not interested. So we're going, and as this guy was driving, I was sitting, you see the front seats. I was sitting behind the driver, directly behind him when he was talking to me. And then he was like, he's not comfortable with passengers sitting directly behind him. If it's a drop-in, he wants a single person. Like if you're a single person, like a drop-in and it's a single person, he wants you to sit at the front by him or to sit behind the passenger seats, like the seats behind the front seats. That's where he wants you to sit. So he's not comfortable with me sitting directly behind him. I'm like, okay, it's your car. So I shifted to the other side. So when I shifted, then he started, like, I don't know how to describe the thing. Nigga was driving like this. Then he was bringing his hand back, trying to pass his hand under my dress. I'm like, yo, what is going on? Like, I started shouting. He was like, I should calm down. Then he stopped. Because where we were, as at that time, was an open place. Like, it was a place where, like, people are passing and things. So Before I knew it, he passed. I was on my phone. He went to pass a different place. I don't even remember. Like, I don't know the place. Because, first of all, even as I'm now, there are so many places in Accra I don't even know. You can't know everywhere except you like roaming. Even if you like roaming, you can't know everywhere. So, where he was passing, it was like a bush. It was like a quiet place. I don't know what was going on. And I asked him, driver, him for now, for no, may fast shortcuts. For those of you who don't understand trees, like he's taking a short route for us to get to Jolo. I'm like, oh, but Jolo to East Legon, I don't think you really need a short route. You need to pass where you usually pass. And I should relax. And he's saying he likes me and I'm being long and blah, blah. I'm like, please, just take me to my destination. So when he passed that route, I was just quiet in the car. Then he parked. I don't even want to think about it. He parked the car. This was a struggle. Like, he parked the car, came to the back, was rushing on me. Like, we're actually struggling over the door. He was actually, I don't know how to explain. Like, I wish somebody was there to experience. You know, sometimes when you're telling your story, you want people to experience what you experienced to get what you are trying to say. Like, sometimes when you say, like, oh, I almost got raped, say, but you're not the first. Like, people will be like, you're not the first. But then when you, I wish somebody experienced what I experienced that night with me. This guy came, like, we're struggling over the door. He was coming, like, the thing was just like, we watch these things in movies. When they happen in real life, you're like, yo. And I was so scared. So whilst we're going the back and forth thing, I didn't know I was that strong. Me, my mouth is big and like I can talk, but like I don't think I'm physically fit to fight anybody. As at that time, I don't know where the energy came from. I became strong. I was struggling with this guy over the door. He actually came on me, was trying to rape me, and then these people, I don't know who you are. Like, I don't know where you are, but then a guy and his girlfriend came out of nowhere. That the girlfriend was hungry and wanted to eat noodles, so they were going to get noodles. And apparently this neighborhood is quiet and people hardly come out. And there have been crimes on the like other neighborhood, as I heard. Like when they were talking, like the thing was even scary. So when we were talking, like, they came at me, like, what is he doing? Like, what is he trying to... And that's me. I said the seat at the front is worrying me, so he's trying to adjust it. I was like, I didn't say that. Like, he was literally trying to make me. So, the guy amongst them, the girl and the guy requested Uber for me. And he begged the Uber to take me home. And I don't know what they did to the driver, but then before I left, I realized that a few other people joined the whole scene. I just didn't want to be a part of the whole thing, and like I was just too scared. So they requested the Uber for me, and then I left and I went back home. And when I got home, it started raining. I just sat in a bathtub and I wept. Because when I think about where he took the car to and what he would have done to me and just like dump my body somewhere and nobody would know except the person who, and it's taxi. Who are you going to ask what? If it was Uber, you can trace and blah, 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 but then it's taxi. Who are you going to ask? It's a taxi, as I'm saying. So, I just thank God so much for that day. My saviors, I don't know who you are. I don't know your names. I didn't ask anything. I just left. I'm so grateful. Like, I'm appreciative. And since that time, I really dread going out alone. Like, going to places alone. The last time, for instance, when I was going out late, if I'm going alone, I'll send my Uber, I'll share my Uber with my cousin or my friend, like anybody. So please, if you are there and I randomly share my Uber trip with you, know that I'm trying to be safe. I'm trying to be safe out there because it's a dangerous world. So this is my first time doing a story time. I hope I did a good job. And it's not just a story, it truly happened. So I just want everybody to be careful out there because people are dangerous. And I don't want any of my friends and my loved ones and my family to get hurt. With that being said, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe to my channel. I know my channel has been dry for some time, but like I'm coming with more action and more exciting things. And if you want to see a video on how I scarf my hair, then stay tuned and I'll see you in some other video.